like, I don't mind, just take us anywhere. So he took us there, far, my friend, far, where there's no electricity, there's no water, there's no, there, far, where there's no even roads. Man, I have no problem with any of that, but that was where our first date was. There, far, my friend, far. Welcome back to my channel, family. Welcome back to this beautiful platform, this beautiful channel where there's just love, happiness, and joy being shared on this channel. For my day one subscribers, you already know what time it is. Thank you so much for the love, the support you've been giving me. I really appreciate and I love you for it. For those that are new on this blog, honey, welcome. Sit yourself down and enjoy the ride with us. And for those that are still making their minds up as to whether they should or will or could or maybe or whatever, and if you make it to the end of the video and you still here, child, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button, be part of the family, and just let's love each other. Why not, hey? Okay, so I'm back, right? I'm back. I'm back with another story time, and I'm telling on myself, but I'm not telling on myself, because the thing is, this story time it's just something I quickly have to tell you, because I was driving by the supposed house where this friend of mine stays, right? So I remembered the story and I was like, wait a minute, my subscribers deserve to hear this story. My subscribers definitely deserve to hear what happened, and that these people are still alive. People people still think we clowns. People still think that we're wearing a red nose and just clown around. Because, child, there was no other explanation for what happened. This nigga thought I was a clown. But best believe I've been clown enough to know when a clown situation is coming my way. So, no. That's not how we're gonna play each other. So get yourself comfortable. You know already what the deal is. It's a story time, so get yourself comfortable, get everything that you need, and make sure that you like this video, because, child, this is something to like. All right, so let's get into the story time. So I met this particular gentleman. For story's sake, we will name him. Should we give him a name or should we just call him Sir? I think we can just call him Sir. Yes, we'll call him Sir. So I met this particular Sir in the beginning of this year. If I also can't get that right, then I don't know if the story is going to have any truth to it. But I'm joking. Anyway, I met this Sir in the beginning of the year. No, it was last year. Truth, last year, because I know that we were communicating throughout December, but my phone wasn't on throughout December, so I don't think we were communicating. That's where I'm thrown. But I know when I came back from my December holidays, we were in communication. So this happened way before that. All right. So I met this particular Sir at my current working area, or my current working place where I'm working from. It's like a mall or a complex, but it's just a place where there's a lot of business places. Like there's clothing shops, there's food shops, there's it's a complex, it's a mall-ish kind of place. All right, so I met him there. This is how I met him. This is how we actually met. I met him as I was locking up. So I was the last one to finish, so I was locking up the building, and I was locking up our building, and this man stood. He stood, but he stood like a distance away, but he stood and he was staring. But you know, I'm locking up, and I'm not, so I'm looking and I'm like, this man has been staring for some time now. But this is all in my head, right? I'm not saying anything. I'm just like, so I made sure that I was locking, and I made sure that these doors were actually locked, because, sir. Okay, so I started making my way towards my car, the direction of my car, and this man is following me. Now, okay, this is where we're not in our head anymore. This is where we become vocal. So I turn around, I'm like, sir, why are you following me? He's like, ma'am, you're really a beautiful woman. I just want to collect myself to say something to you, and I also don't want to lose sight of you. That's probably why I'm following you. I don't mean to scare you, but can I please have your number? I'd just like to get to know you. At this point, I'm already annoyed that you were staring as I'm locking, and now you come with some excuse of I'm beautiful, whatever. So I'm just like, sir, I am so in a rush. I'm in a hurry, sir, so I can't talk to you. I'm in my car because I'm scared a little bit, and I'm in my car. I lock myself in and I drive away. Okay, this sir had a way. I don't know how. Truth be told, I really don't know how. But he managed to always catch me as I'm walking out of my workplace. It's creepy. I don't want to think that he was standing around a corner waiting for me. That would be creepy. I would just like to believe that it was coincidental, because then I'm not going to feel safe now. Right? So we met in front of my workplace 3 more times, and he was very persistent on trying to get my number. Like, ma'am, please, can I just have your number? I just want to talk to you. I'm not a weirdo. I know it seems that way, but I'm not a weirdo. I promise you. Now, I'm not going to take up much of your time. I just want your number so I can get to know you a little bit more. I don't know why, child, but this girl got and gave her number, but I didn't give it just like that. So there was one particular day that he also happened to be in the same complex. As I was making my way to go and get some lunch, he was coming from that direction of the shops, and we met halfway. He's like, ma'am, please, can I please have your number? Please. I'm like, okay, do this. Seeing that you love coming to this area, come in. You know where I work. Clearly, you know where I work. Come inside and I'll see if I want to give you my number. So he did. I think I gave him a day that he should come where I think I'm not too busy, because my Fridays are not so hectic. So I think I gave him a Friday. I'm like, you can come on Friday and I can see what your situation is about, what you want, child. So okay, he came, and he was being escorted by the security lady at our area, and he was walking from cubicle to cubicle, and then he saw me, and the lady left him, and I was like, okay, fine, sir, here's my business card, you can call me and then we can see what the deal is. So he did. He called me to say thank you for giving me the number, thank you for giving me your number, and I really want to get to know you. I promise I'm not going to be a disturbance. A B C D E F G. Cool. We started talking. Well, all right. So we started talking, and yeah, we started talking up until, but this time we're still just phone based. We're just talking on the phone. And then he was like very kind enough to be like, ma'am, I'd really like to meet you and just sit with you, something anywhere that you are comfortable, and I just want to get to know you more. I understand the whole conversation over the phone, but I want to get to know you. Okay, I was like, but I'm traveling now. I won't be here for some time. What, ABC, EFD, right? So throughout this whole conversation, throughout with the phone, before we get to meet each other, before this conversation of let's sit down and meet had happened, he had always been coming around my work area, dropping me lunch, bringing me this, bringing me that. So there was that communication already. Okay, so as I was leaving, I was going somewhere with my family, and he's like, no, let me just get you something for the road, just you and your family, ABCDEFG, which is lunch or something to munch on as we drive most now. So I was filling by the Shell station, right? So he was like, okay, fine, you at Shell, let me just meet you there because there is like a Chicken Inn there, and we can get something for you and your family at Chicken Inn. So that was great. So he did, Shane, he got me something to eat, like my family to eat, but I think his budget wasn't with where I was, because he's like, get yourself something to eat, you and the family. So I went for a bucket, right? Who's calling me? Wait, so rude. Anyway, so I went for a bucket, child, and I saw a expression, but he paid, Shame. He paid. Yeah, so we went and we were communicating throughout the time that I left with my family. We were still communicating, just checking up. Did you arrive safe? Are you okay? Is the family okay? Is everything going well? Because we had a project happening that time. So he's like, is the family it's okay? Do you guys arrive? Is everything okay? Da 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 da. Until I came back. When I came back, this was the time that we had to now link up physically, just me and him on a date. Cool. I was like, you know what, for the most of this part, you know a lot about me, you know where I work, you know ABCDFG. I personally don't even know your name, sir. I really didn't. I wouldn't say I didn't care to know the name. There was never an opportunity for me to ask, and I just felt like it was way too far for me to ask now. What's your name, sir? Okay. So the day came that we had to now link up, and I was so persistent on this date, making it a fruitful date where I get to know as much as I can about this human being. All right, so he came to pick me up at home. He drove a bakkie, really high up there bakkie, because I'm short. So getting into that bakkie was quite the But anyway, I wasn't looking anything in particular, you know. I just had like a dress and some flats and just had a cute hairstyle. That's basically it. I didn't have any makeup on or anything. I just felt that, you know. Okay, so he came to pick me up, and he's like, okay, fine, where should we go and have something to eat and drink and sit down and talk? I'm like, before we do that, right, I just want to get to know more about you, because my friend, I have nothing, zero. I don't even have your name. But I didn't say that. I just said I have nothing, zero. And he's like, cool, what would you like to know? I'm like, what do you do? What do you do, sir? He's like, no, I own a welding company, ABCDEFG. Would you like to see it? I mean, it's in the same industrial area where you were when you were filling up your car, and that's why I could come to you so quickly, and that and the other. And I'm like, cool, but I mean, you came to pick me up at home, so you know where I stay. So I just like to know where you stay as well. So he took me to where he stays, right? I have no problem with where he stays. And he's like, this is where I stay. It's like a bar. There's a bar area. There's like a bar, and then the house is at the back. So I'm like, so you guys operate from here? He's like, yeah, no, this is my uncle's house. I'm like, huh? It's your what now? It's my uncle's house. I stay with my uncle. ABCDEFG. I'm like, oh, okay. No, I asked, man. I did ask. I was like, hey, so sir, when do you plan on getting your own place? Because, I mean, you look grown. You look like you 4 or 5 years older than me. Like 6, maybe even 7 might be. You know, you look grown. Why don't you have your own place? Why are you staying with your uncle? Do you have a place somewhere else? He's like, no, man, those are big commitments, and you know, when you go into such commitments, you need to be sure that it's commitments you can afford. It's like strike one. You know what? It's a gentle strike one, but it's we can fix that. In my mind, I'm like, if I ever get to know you or trying to get to know you well, and should anything progress from here, we'll change that situation. But okay, we're not stressing too much. I'm like, okay, fine. So take me to your workshop. I want to see where you work. I want to see if there's potential business for me as well. You know, girl gotta hustle. Is there potential business for me as well? I'm just in my mind, take me to where that was in my mind. To him, I was like, take me to where you work. Like, where's your workshop? It's like, take me to where your workshop is. Shame, he's a cute guy. He took me to where his workshop is, and I'm like, okay, fine. So this is where you rent and this is where you work from. Yeah, no, this is where me and my uncle. Now this is not anymore a gentle strike 2. This is like strike 2. I'm like, you and your uncle? Yeah, no, it's just that it's actually my uncle's business, and I'm the one that it's actually my uncle's name, and it's his place, and I'm just using it because I have the skills, and I have, like, he's the one that does all of the welding and ABCDFG, but he's making use of his uncle's facilities and the other and the other. I'm like, so don't you make money? He's like, no, I make money. I'm like, so why don't you get your own place? He's like, why would I want to get my own place when my uncle has a place? Now, for me, that for any natural person wouldn't be a problem. But for me, I just feel like if you're not independent to take on your own responsibilities, what makes you so sure you can take on me as a responsibility? You want to share me with your uncle as well? Let me not even get into that conversation because he had some weird conversation around that situation there. But nonetheless, in my head, I was like, yo, wow. So I was like, so this is you and your uncle again? No, it's just that my uncle has so much and I just make use of what he has. I'm like, so how long have you had this business? No, we've been in business for 6 years. I'm like, for 6 years and you never thought of getting your own place? Okay. Anyway, it's not for me to judge, just me being in my head, just ranting. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's cool. Okay, so I know where you stay, I know where you work from. Tell me a little about yourself. What do you want for yourself? Like, and those are my favorite questions. Like, I'm an interviewee. Like, those, what do you see yourself in the next 5 years? What do you see when you know, when you're in an interview, you get those questions? Yeah, that is my favorite. So I'm like, so in the next 5 years, where do you see yourself? Like, what do you want for yourself? He's like, no, man, I haven't thought that far. I'm just like, dead on no. In my mind, I'm just like, no. You cannot not have future plans for yourself. Like, what are you working towards? You just hear, yeah. I'm like, so what are you working towards? You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to have 5-year plans, what is your tomorrow plan? Like, no, just hope that I just sell, you know, my stuff and yeah, in my head I was like, definite no. So okay, so this is getting too long. So okay, fine, I'm taking you through the whole date, but this is actually what happened in this date. And then he's like, okay, fine. I'm like, okay, fine, cool, whatever. So now we're supposed to go to where we're supposed to eat an ABCDFG. I'm just like, I don't want to press this person's budget. I obviously probably would be far away. It's like before we get to where we have to go and eat, let me just sort out some few things. So he had like 3 jackpots, or is it gambling machines? I don't know. I think gambling machines or jackpots, or I think a combination, and probably that karaoke, the machine that has songs inside, and then you pick which song you want. I think that situation. So he had either some of he had 3 different places he went to go and collect money and make sure that those things are still fine, because it was at nighttime. So that was what he had to go and do. I think that was his own stuff. But you can't hurt it. Like, you can't keep your money here and you're not willing to spend to improve your own life. You could have all of these things, but if you're not willing to improve your own life, I don't see anything for us. You understand? So in my mind, I'm like, I'm not too impressed with these jackpots and whatnot that you're going to collect money from, whatever. Because the main thing is, are you an ambitious person? Do you want something better for yourself? How dependent are you on someone else? You should be self-dependent. I can't have no. So we went to go and do that, and then I was like, you know what, because here I'm just like, yeah, no, there's just nothing. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever, take us to your favorite place, or to a place. I don't mind, you can take us anywhere, just take us to a place and let's just sit down and have a drink. Yeah, no, probably that was my fault too, whatever. But you, okay. So it's like, oh, okay, let me take you to my friend's place. Or no, was okay, let me take you to my favorite place. That was still it. Yeah, it was, let me take you to my favorite place, because I was like, I don't mind, just take us anywhere. So he took us there, far, my friend, far, where there's no electricity, there's no water, there's no, there, far, where there's no even roads. Man, I have no problem with any of that, but that was where our first date was, there, far, my friend, far. Okay, we get to this far place, far, my friend, far. You there by the shacks, man, the shacks, no electricity, no nothing, no roads, no nothing, no water. I have nothing against that, the whole, but this is our first date. I mean, a little effort here and there, nyana, you know, because everything was just going, oh wow. Anyway, so we get to this place, he gets out of his car and he walks straight into the place. I'm still trying to get off this mountain because I'm in a BC short. So this situation, he has to jump off. So I'm still getting off this mountain, right? And when I have finished getting off the mountain, close the car and walk around, there's nobody. He's already inside and I'm just here where I'm not feeling safe at all, by myself outside. I don't even know where to go in. I don't know Jack, and this nigga walks out with a cold drink for me. I remember very well. It was Fanta, the apple, the new one, and then he had juice, at 1 liter fruit drink for himself, and he hands over the cold drink to me. Now, number one, I don't drink cold drink generally. It's not one of my favorite things. I'm a fizzy drinker, but that would be just water, mineral water, which is sparkling. That's all I drink. But in terms of cool drink, no sir, I don't drink cool drink. I have gotten off cool drink the longest years ago. It's been so many years. I drink cool drink when there's nothing else at home or something like that. But I'll drink cool drink maybe, but not if I had the option. And he hands me this cool drink. It's like this already, so we're just sliding into dark holes. I'm just quiet, like I don't say anything. I just say thank you, and I'm like, okay, fine. So he takes us to where we need to sit, and we sit, and we're sitting with his friends, and they start conversating in their language, and I'm just sitting there. It's their language. Yeah, in their language, yeah. I'm just sitting and probably looking around. There's not much to see, but looking around, and he eventually asked, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not okay." He's like, "But you haven't even drank your cold drink." I'm like, "That's because I don't drink cold drink." He's like, "But why didn't you say so?" I'm like, "Because you never asked. You just handed me cool drink." He's like, "Oh, okay, no, I'll finish up now. They're here. They're here. They're here. They're here. They're here. They're here." The friend, him, the friend, him, the friend, him. The friend even mistook me for someone that he had met apparently in Kommersdal. Where what? Because he left me with a friend. He left and left me with his friend. Okay, I probably don't even know. Probably he went to the toilets. I don't know. But he left and left me with a friend. He didn't say where he was going. He just left. And the friend was like, "Is your name ABCD?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "But you look like someone I know." I'm like, "Eh? Hey, no sir, I do not know you. I really, I promise you." I promise you, I do not know you. He's like, "Oh, okay, no, I probably mistook you for, are you not Damara?" I'm like, "Definitely not Damara. Hero. I'm Hero. I'm being Hero." He's like, "Oh, okay, then it's definitely not you." And then the friend came back. And then he came back now. And then they're here with his friend. There was this other dumb one. Oh, my friend, there was this dumb one who drove his car on an empty tank and was surprised when his car stood still. He went to go and pick up his girlfriend, and on his way back, his car stood still. He was probably just praying on Jesus to give him some fuel. I don't know how, because how do you go on an empty tank and then you're surprised that your fuel is finished? I was just like, this is not for me. Hey, no, this is other levels and definitely not for me. And he's just there so surprised, and he doesn't even have fuel money. And so he came to this person that I was with, that, "Could you please take me to the service station and please give me some money for fuel?" So this one was okay with the fact that he was willing to take him to the service station and give him fuel money, which was okay to him because it's his friend. I guess guys work that way. So we had to go, thank God, to that situation. We left. So the girlfriend of the guy who finished his fuel was so annoyed with the guy, probably with her guy, that she was so annoyed. She didn't want to get into the back of the car. She wanted to get to the front of the car. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, "Excuse me? Where am I supposed to get in? If you want to get in, luckily the person that I was with, he was like, "No, it's fine. She's getting here. You just go to the." So she decided not to go. She went to go and sit in the car that doesn't have fuel, and then he left with us. So we dropped him off at the service station, and he then expected the guy that I was with to still wait for him. It was a mess, child. So that he can take him back, and I'm like, Mina needs to get home. Anyway, so luckily he gave the guy cab money, fuel money, everything, sorted the guy's life out, and then he dropped me off at my place. So as he's dropping me off at my place, he leans in for... I was like, "Hi, boo. Not with this nonsense that happened today." It's like, "No, sir. No, sir. I'm not there with you yet." Okay. So fast forward. So this was the beginning of January. So when February came, this nigga, like just a few weeks towards, this is where the epic ending came for this whole nonsense. Because I was just like, this is nonsense. This is not for me. Definitely not my portion. I'm not entertaining nothing like this. So just like a week before Valentine's Day, this nigga goes mute. He's mute. I think 2 weeks before Valentine's Day, he's mute. But the beginning of February, mute. I'm mute as well. I'm like, thank God. So we mute. Valentine's Day came, we mute. I mean, you're trying to court someone, right? You go through all of this hardship, and yeah, the one day that you can really give yourself some points and credit, you decide to go mute. he's mute. He's like this. Yeah, he's mute. And then a week passes after Valentine's Day. The second week after Valentine's Day, in the middle there, he calls me. He's like, why are you so quiet? Why have you been so quiet? Why haven't you popped in? Why haven't you just even said hi? I'm like, yeah. So at this point here, I already know there's nothing here. I'm definitely not even going to go in for just the entertainment's sake, just to entertain myself, just keep myself busy with something. No, I was not going to do any of that. So I was not even going to be nice over this phone call. So I was like, sir, first of all, you have been gone for so long and you come here and try and change everything towards me. I don't appreciate that. And this is me speaking English here. My English is here. I'm like, sir, first of all, you weren't here. You haven't been on my phone calls. You have not been on my phone log. You've not been anywhere that makes yourself visible around me. And then you come back and then you try and change it on me. There's no child here. If you come back and you are sorry about something, you say, I'm sorry for A, B, C, D, F, G. I didn't mean to be gone. Or you apologize. Just apologize for being wrong or being not here. Don't turn it on me. I'm not your child. He's like, oh no, I'm sorry. It's just that, I just wanted to greet you, A, B, C, D, F, G. I'm just like, no, I don't have time for such things. You either just apologize, come here with an apology. Don't come here and try and change it on me. We're not playing those kind of games. He's like, no, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to, I'm like, it's fine. It's whatever. It's like, oh, I'll talk to you again. Till today. Till this very day. I haven't heard from that man. Niggas think we clowns. First of all, I don't even know where he took me, if it's really his place or his uncle's place, but definitely it was a place of employment, like a place of business. And okay, he had keys to the warehouse, the workshop. He had keys to the workshop, so that clearly probably was really his situation. I don't know. There's nothing about this guy that I really, really trust, because he was so dodgy with a lot of things. And just the way we met also. So anyway, so that's how it ended, and I just wanted to let you know, this is the story that I want to come and some dish with you, trying to tell you guys that these niggas still think we're walking around with a nose here that is so red and we just desperate for love. No sir, we're out here making our own coin, and we're out here trying to look for some real genuine people. We're not settling whatever. But that's it from me. That's my story time. I hope you guys did enjoy. There is no lesson to be learned. All that I want you to know is that these niggas are out here doing the most. I don't even know what he thought. Trash. I drove by, went to go and drop my colleague and remembered my church colleague and remembered the story, and I was like, my people, my family needs to hear this. They need to find out. They need to know what the girl was up to when she, and clearly not much, when she was still, I'm still in the streets. But anyway, anyway, thank you so much for rocking with me up until here. I do hope you enjoyed the story time, although it was short, it didn't have much. I'm just trying to let you know, these niggas still think we clowns. These niggas still think we're walking around with that was some bad date. I couldn't even be happier to be at home, honestly. So yeah, that is it from me, from my heart to yours, from my family to yours. We really appreciate you on our channel. Thank you for watching, and stay blessed till the next video. Till next time, bye.